What's up, Papa? Ed Harrison, how y'all doing? Talk much tonight, guys. I just figured I'd turn this on for a few minutes. Showing this because the goal is to get to my center line on the edge at the exact same time that bevel climbs all the way to the spine to have a true full flat grind. It's time consuming, it takes patience. The wider that bevel gets, to get to a point where I'm grinding 1.5 inches of steel at a time, so the stock removal process is very slow. That's why they like selling you saber grind. This is a saber grind, I'd be done already. If y'all wondering what that little C-clamp right there is for, that holds this metal bar on the blade. The belt stops at the exact same spot every time to give you that clean plunge grind. You can do it by feel, but it's always kind of sweeping. It's never abrupt. I don't want to say never. TJ Schwartz could probably make it abrupt by feel. my last piece of CPM 154 Super Steel Speed. I'm not going to miss it. This shit's hard, man. It's rough to grind. I've got some 65 HRC 4V coming from Steve. I'm not looking forward to that, but that's already all paid for. I only said that so I didn't want anybody thinking I had 4 of each for sale. That doesn't mean you can't have any. If you want to pay half up front, I'll get you some 4V or some True Wind. Aiden, that is a Combat Abrasive 36 grit ceramic. As you can see, it's still got a ways to go. It's not even 36 grit. It can take a minute. I learned about belts is there's only 2 abrasive makers in the United States. It don't really matter who you're buying from, you're getting one of those 2 companies' belts. It's just how it's packaged and how it's marketed. Everybody has somebody they like doing business with. I've heard some folks say the customer service at Combat Abrasive is not good, but I don't have an opinion on that because I've never had an issue, so I've never had to deal with them. I know I had an issue with Redline Abrasive, and I called them, and they were very, very easy to deal with. Took care of my problem instantly. This belt has already ground 1 knife. I'm beginning to think it's about done. It's not removing a whole lot of material. That is typically what I get out of a 36-inch belt. I usually get 1 whole knife. Typically the first bevel on the second knife, but and I'm sure I'll get that out of this one, but I'm kind of pushing the belt at this moment. It's not cutting like it was on the last knife. You have to start asking yourself on these belts at about $8 a piece, close to $9 a piece. Is it worth it to swap it out? Now I've had a worn out belt take me 2 hours to grind a pair of bevels, and then a brand new belt takes me 20 minutes. Is that $9 worth that? Well, when you're not really making anything on your labor, it's hard to say. Kind of funny that Papa Rhino's in here. Are you still in here, Papa? Because this is your knife if you're in here. Here, I think he already left. I'm going to try cleaning this belt. I don't think it's got any bills in it. I'm going to get it just to make sure. Man, it's really not clean. I know you can see sparks, but it doesn't seem to be removing much material per pass. What's strange about that? It took me a long time to kind of learn this, but if you look at that belt, it come on, that's enough. It does not look worn out. It's still very rough feeling, but and it just doesn't seem to be cutting. So maybe I will go ahead and swap it out. I can always use this later on other stuff. You can shape a knife with this belt just fine. When you're talking about cutting bevels, you need a good belt. Donated money, bought me some belts, and I really appreciate whoever you were. I know one of y'all out there did that. Run a hardened file or raw brush into the belt, it'll cut like new again. And I'm glad to hear that, Steve. I'll still give it a shot. I ain't throwing it away. It still looks brand new. It ain't cut. That's cut. I don't know if you guys can see that spark pattern difference. Watch how high it climbed up that bevel just in those couple of passes. I got more done in 3 passes than I had in the past half hour. Let me read that again, Steve. Run a hardened file or wire brush into the belt. It'll cut like new again. It's that easy, huh? Ed, I can answer that question. If I'm going for a full flat grind, I've got a line scribed in the edge that shows me the center. When I get to that line, I want to hit that line and my spine at the exact same time. If I don't, it's not an issue. I know how to fix it, but I want it to be from that center line to the spine without cutting into the spine. That is a perfect full flat grind. That's how I know when to switch to the other side. Now, if I hit that center line before I hit the spine, I'll just adjust my angle on this jig a little bit, mark it with a Sharpie so I can see where it's cutting, and I'll be able to see, because of those Sharpie lines, I'll be able to see where I'm hitting again so that I can fix that. That was the biggest step in bevel grinding, was learning that Sharpie trick. It's just like when you Sharpie your edge when you're sharpening it. It just shows you where the belt's hitting and which way that bevel is moving. Is it moving towards the spine, or is it moving towards the center line on the edge? I mean, it's moving towards both, but it's going to move towards one faster than the other depending on your angle. Josh Branson, you know you're my brother, man. I'm sorry. I ain't called you on the telephone in a little while either. But I've been trying to keep myself busy. That's like winning the lottery. Steve's coming here and telling me that. I'm definitely going to try that. I've got a bunch of belts that look just like this. Look perfectly fine. They don't cut shit anymore. Once you swap a belt though, you see how much better it's cutting, you instantly know it was worth the $9. Eventually in knife making, just like any other business, hobby, whatever, sooner or later you have to figure what the time's worth. Mine used to be worth absolutely nothing. And my knife prices reflected that. I was making nearly nothing. If you figure the gas to drive to the shop every day, grabbing a bite to eat in the drive-thru because I'm not at home to eat dinner, I'm sure I was going in the hole. But I've had very gracious customers like Brother Ed that paid a little more than half. That definitely helps. And he's not bottling one, I just know he's in here. hit my center line before I hit my spine. That means I'll have to back the angle off just a hair to make that bevel climb on up to the spine. You think on a jig, once you found that angle of the first knife, even if the next knife is exactly the same, it's just not going to climb up the spine the same. It never does. If you guys ever interested in making a knife, y'all write down what Steve just said, dude. That's an invaluable piece of information that you will waste hundreds of dollars if you didn't know it. I could throw this knife in the garbage and I still would have profited something tonight just from getting that little piece of knowledge. I doubt any of you guys are curious or interested, but I'll share with you guys what my ambition, why I'm doing this, what I hope to achieve by making knives. I just want to make enough money and put enough money back to take my grandson to Yosemite Valley within the next couple of years. When I saw it the first time, it changed my life, and I want him to have that experience. Just consider I am wearing Hey Dudes. Am I still live? It looks like the comments stopped. My battery is getting low, so I'm going to put my phone on charge. I wasn't planning on staying live very long anyway. But I appreciate you guys joining me. We're just in a spark trance. Well, alright guys, I'm down to like 12%. I'm going to charge this phone. I'll post some pictures of my progress when I get done tonight. You guys know I appreciate the amount of time y'all spend with me. Love y'all.